In collaboration with WTJX, the League of Women Voters of the Virgin Islands is pleased to present one-on-one interviews with candidates for the 7th legislative seat in the Virgin Islands from the St. Thomas-St. John district. All candidates were contacted and invited to participate. 4 either declined or did not respond to our invitation. I am Rosalie Simmons Ballantyne of the League of Women Voters. Today we are pleased to have Wilma Marsh Monsanto for our interview. Welcome, Ms. Monsanto, and please introduce yourself to our voters.
Yes, I am Wilma Marsh Monsanto. I happen to be number 10 on the ballot for the April 8th upcoming election. Hopefully it materializes. One of the reasons, or many that I have been seeking this seat in particular is, it is my desire, my urgent and strong desire to have some honesty and integrity in our government, which I don't see it happening right now. We need the consideration of proper and legal assessment of properties in the Virgin Islands. As you know, we have a problem with properties being sold. Individuals don't even know that the properties are sold. We need equal balance in the matter of assessing our properties. I also have difficulty with the fact that the retirement system is about ready for foreclosure, and we need some laws on the books to protect the government on a whole when it comes to spending, so that individuals who abuse that position as a CEO or whatever in charge of monies, as we know we have the federal government in now claiming that the Department of Labor has done some terrible things. We have that it seems in all aspects of our government operations. That needs to be changed. And I believe that individuals who take advantage of depriving or defrauding the government or the people of the Virgin Islands, in whether it be monetary or in properties or whatever, that this should be taken, and to court, and if they're found guilty, there should be penalties meted out to them. Another thing, I believe that we need to have the Inspector General. Law should be created to empower him, that if he does find that during an audit, $9.6 million missing, and he goes in depth and he finds that these monies are missing, and whoever is found responsible, whether they be president, treasurer, or whomever in the institution, particularly in the Senate, that they be held accountable. Too many times our leadership in the Virgin Islands is getting away with, you could say, with murder. It is really sad that the white-collar crime in the Virgin Islands, which is so rampant, is not taken into consideration, and the individuals are not dealt with accordingly.
Well, it sounds like from your introduction, you've sort of gotten us straight into all of the issues. So let's get started with those. Now, there's only one seat that's up for election, and there are 13 aspirants, you're being one of them. What are your unique characteristics that would encourage a voter to vote for you over the others?
I'm always striving for justice for a people, including myself, for justice for a people in all aspects. It's just a part of me that too many times we have abuse in the government. And one of my things would be to try to bring a cohesiveness, and our minds are properly focused on what we wish to arrive at. We have too much dissension. We have too much of a party clash. If you're a Democrat, if you're ICM, if you're whatever, no. we are running, yes, we have different, I am an independent candidate, by the way. I will not tie myself up with any party that I see is so abusive and clannish. Clannish. I mean, if you are going to be in wrongdoing, I got to come in with you. If I don't come in with you, I'm chastised. I'm called all sorts of names and I'm set apart. And I really feel that I would be that instrument. I would bring in, we have to have laughter. We have to have a joy. We have to have the peace of God in us in order to arrive at what we wish to accomplish. You know, and one of the major things that I'm hoping for, that we would get to the point where we would want to serve God in such a way that we want honesty and integrity. We don't want that, that, because many times if you talk about God, you are thrown out. We don't need her, we're not going to be able to do what we want to do and things like that. But if we choose to put God first, which is my intent, to put God first in everything that we do for ourselves, for our people, and if we could just listen and be in tune with His voice and get the wisdom that He gives us, that we can impart that wisdom, because He wants us to impart, because He's granted us all wisdom. It's for us now to come to the understanding of where He wants us to go. And He doesn't want us to go backward. We need to stop going backwards. I see too much now that it's all going backwards. We need to band together and move forward in unity, knowing who we are and who we really want to serve. Most of all, the Father, and then we go into working for the people.
Now, you've run for office several
Many
times.
yeah.
Several times.
I'm a run until Jesus comes.
So I mean, and I've heard your platform. So why do you think that you haven't been successful before, and what makes you think that you'll be successful this time?
Well, as you know, I have served on the Board of Election for 4 years. And what has happened during my tenure, what I have seen, the clannishness, the dishonesty, if I have taken upon myself to write the U.S. Attorney, Ronald Sharp, 22 to 25 letters, because he's the man that you go to when you know that there's wrongdoing. I was the one who wrote the ESC and asked for an audit, and they granted that audit. They came and they did that audit. They found that $2.3 million were missing. They found that monies in the till there were not what it should have been. But guess what? You write the inspector, the U.S. attorney, bringing these matters to his attention of all the wrongdoings. And 22 to 25 letters. That man did not even acknowledge receipt of one letter. Today he's out of a job. As you know, the President of the United States has fired every U.S. attorney. So I am praying to God that whoever comes to take up that space would take their job seriously, and because that is a part of their job, to make sure we have upright and honest elections. And I contribute my losses to wrongdoing in the election system. Up to now, we're asking for the black boxes. Few of us took it upon ourselves. We called it the company for the machines. And we asked, and they said, there's the black box. In this black box, and it's just a cartridge, and the machine to read that black box, so to speak, the machine is there on hand. And I don't think that the election system knows that machine is even on hand. So I don't know even to expect now what to expect here, because it is too much of a clannish. If you're not a Democrat, you're not going anyplace. We need to stop it. Democrats out there, I'm asking you, you look at the individuals that you would like to see, doing your business, who are bold, and upright. You need people with integrity, with who are outspoken. It is terrible, and I feel that if we don't have a change in the election system, we still going to have the mass confusion, because you have the one saying this is what should be done, even in this present situation we're in. You have the Senate, the president or the chairman dictating. We need to stop being dictators. We need to stop, doing wrongdoing by not following the law. We need to individuals who will not interpret the law to suit themselves. We have recently had demonstrations of that.
Okay, so
Did
tell
I
me.
answer?
No, you have your answer. So tell me how. I mean, you've expressed a lot of concerns. So what do you see as the three primary issues facing the territory? The three primary issues.
The three primary issues. Right now we talk about the syntax bill that has been put in place. And of course, our economy is sinking fast. Mm-hmm. It's going downhill. But we have to have an approach that you can't even think for a second that something is wrong with that approach. Now, when it comes to the syntax and the matter, I personally feel that the individuals who came, they were told they stayed out in the street. There was no accommodation by the Senate so that individuals who will be affected in any form or fashion with any bill that comes forth should be able to come into that hall and should be able to sit and hear and perhaps even dialogue with the senators. And they may come to the understanding, yes, we have this need, we need the money. But at the same time, the people who are you're asking, come up, bring it up, get the monies up, they need to be heard. They need to be given an honest opportunity to be heard. They might be right, they might be wrong, but we have to respect them to the point that they are given a chance to be heard. If the legislature is too small to accommodate, there's the CAHS auditorium. Move it out there. You have forums. You can do the same thing and allow the individuals to be heard before you go and you pass it. But the syntax bill, I'm truly disappointed in the matter of the assessment of properties not being taken into consideration. The matter of the taxes being what they are on properties, out of sync, and you don't have an opportunity to fight that. I understood that there was some part in the bill that would have to do with setting apart and the penalties and interest, which extremely high. I have a tax bill from my mother, gone from $32 to $327. What caused that jump for a lady that was 96 years old? We have no consideration for property owners in this place, and I that's one of my my things here that we need to really take into consideration. And they knocked out the matter of taking into consideration the amnesty. A lot of people were looking forward to that. A lot of people want to pay, but the amnesty on the penalties is all that the people are asking. I'm telling you, and to know that the executive branch of government, being in the desperation they're in, not taking the people into consideration, worse is going to happen to the executive branch. But the danger here is that it hurts the people as a whole, because then you threaten with laying off, and people begin to get feverish. Everybody needs a job, because right now the cost of living is extremely high. But we need individuals in the Senate to be considerate. Place people as if you're dealing with this in behalf of your own mother or father. And you said 3, but that's all right.
Yeah, okay.
They're lengthy.
Yeah, well, thank you, Ms. Monsanto, for sharing your thoughts with our
Is that
voters.
it?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you
that
very
time is
much.
up?
That is it. Yes,
And
the time is up.
I want to thank you for having me. It's a pleasure, and I ask the people of the Virgin Islands, of St. Thomas and John District in particular, to consider giving me that support, God's willing.
Thank you, Ms. Monsanto.
Number 10.
And thank you, WTJX, for this time. The League of Women Voters of the Virgin Islands encourages all eligible voters to vote on April 8th. Those who come out to vote and can convince others to do the same help determine who our leaders will be. We have major issues in the Virgin Islands that require capable and informed leadership. Your vote can determine who will fill the vacant seat in our legislature. So we'll see you at the polls on April 8th.